What does it really mean to give it your all? Is it about working hard? Sacrificing sleep? Or is it something deeper, something rooted in purpose, passion, and the fire that refuses to burn out? This video is not just about working harder. It's about waking up the giant within. It's about showing up not only when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. This is for anyone who has a dream that won't go away. For the people who've heard the word impossible too many times. This is your reminder: you have one life, one shot, and you're going to give it your all. Let's get something straight. Hard work has been glorified, romanticized, and even weaponized. You've heard it all before. Just work harder. Outgrind everyone. Sleep is for the weak. But here's the truth they don't always tell you. Hard work alone is not the key. You can work 16 hours a day and still go nowhere if you're climbing the wrong mountain. Success isn't just about effort, it's about direction. In America, we love hustle. We love the story of the underdog who beat the odds through relentless work. But here's what the greats know. You can't just hustle blindly. You need vision. You need clarity. You need to know why you're doing it in the first place. Hard work without purpose is just exhaustion. But hard work with purpose? That's power. So how do you find that direction? How do you discover what's truly worth giving your all? That's what we'll dive into next. Let's be honest. It's not easy to give it your all when you don't even know what it is. A lot of people wake up every day tired, not because they've worked too hard, but because they've worked too long on things that mean too little. That's why you need your why, your reason, your purpose, because without it, you'll drift. You'll grind and sweat and stay busy, but your soul will feel empty. Simon Sinek said it best. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And that's not just about business, that's about life. Your why is the fuel for your fire. It's what gets you up at 5 a.m. when everyone else is sleeping. It's what keeps you going when the world says stop. You don't need to have all the answers today, but you do need to ask the question, what truly matters to me? What do I want to fight for? What am I willing to suffer for? Because it's worth it? Your why doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. Because when your reason is real, your effort becomes unstoppable. Now that you've found your why, it's time to talk about something most people avoid: pain. Because giving it your all doesn't mean it'll always feel good. But that pain, that's where the transformation happens. Here's the truth that most people run away from. Pain is part of the price. If you want to grow, you will hurt. There's no escaping it. If you chase dreams, you'll stumble. If you chase love, you'll risk heartbreak. If you chase excellence, you'll face failure again and again. But don't confuse pain with punishment. Pain isn't here to destroy you. Pain is here to shape you. Think about it. Your muscles don't grow unless you break them. Your character doesn't develop unless it's tested. Your spirit doesn't become strong unless it walks through fire. Pain is not a wall, it's a doorway. A narrow one, painful one. But it leads to a better version of you. So don't fear the struggle. Feel it. Embrace it. Because if it hurts, it probably matters. You've walked through the pain. You've survived the fire. But now comes the real test. Can you stay consistent when it's boring? When nobody is watching? When there's no applause, no glory, and no guarantee? Everyone talks about passion. Everyone talks about purpose. But here's the uncomfortable truth. What separates the average from the exceptional is what you do when the spark is gone. Greatness doesn't come from a moment of inspiration. It comes from showing up when you don't feel like it. From doing it again and again and again. When it's not exciting anymore. Can you go to the gym when your body aches? Can you study when you're tired? Can you work on your dream when no one is cheering you on? Consistency isn't sexy. It's not fun. It's lonely. But it's what turns ordinary people into legends. The truth is most people give up not because it's hard, but because it's boring. They don't feel progress fast enough. They crave fireworks. But success is not a firework, it's a slow-burning candle. You win one small decision at a time. One extra rep. One extra page. One more email sent. One more early morning. No applause. No trophies. Just repetition. But the thing about repetition? It builds momentum. And momentum? That's how mountains move. You see, discipline isn't loud. It's silent, quiet, consistent. But it's what gives you power in the long run. And that power, it becomes unstoppable when your heart is in it. There's a moment in everyone's life when you look at what you're doing and you ask, why am I even doing this? If you don't have an answer, you won't last. Purpose is what keeps you standing when life throws punches. It's what gets you up when you've been knocked down 17 times. It's what makes the pain worth it. Without purpose, discipline feels like punishment. With purpose, discipline becomes a gift. You're no longer just grinding. You're building something that matters. You're no longer surviving. You're living with direction. Ask yourself, what is it that matters so much? You would suffer for it? What mission would you bleed for? Because when your heart is in it, you don't quit. You may cry. You may fall. You may scream. But you don't walk away. People think strength is about muscles. But real strength is emotional. It's that fire in your soul that says, I'll die trying before I give up. And the beautiful thing? Purpose doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. Raising your kids right? That's purpose. Starting a business that solves real problems? Purpose. Healing from trauma so you can love again? That's purpose too. You don't need applause. You need clarity. Purpose gives direction. But there's one more thing you need. Something even stronger than purpose. Belief. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever failed? Not because you weren't good enough, but because deep down, you didn't believe you were? That's belief. Or the lack of it. You can train your body. You can plan your goals. You can wake up at 5 a.m., drink the green smoothies, read the books. But if you don't believe it's possible, you've already lost. Belief is the foundation of greatness. Every Olympic medal, every world-changing invention, every comeback story started with one thing, someone who refused to let doubt win. Belief doesn't mean you're not scared. Belief means you move despite the fear. You speak up in the room where everyone doubts you. You apply for the job that feels out of your league. You try again even after the 10th rejection. Because somewhere inside you, there's a voice that whispers, I'm meant for more. And guess what? You don't have to be born with belief. You build it. One promise kept. One challenge overcome. One day of not quitting. And slowly, the doubt fades. The fear gets smaller. And your voice grows louder. You're not a product of your environment. You're a product of your decisions. So the next time the world tells you you can't, smile and say, watch me. Belief makes you powerful. But belief alone isn't enough. You've got to move. You've got to act. You've got to do the one thing most people never do. Take the first step. Everyone wants to change their life. But no one wants to take the first step. Because that first step? It's terrifying. It's stepping into the unknown. It's letting go of excuses. It's daring to look foolish. It's showing up before you feel ready. But let me tell you something. No one ever feels ready. Not the athlete. Not the speaker. Not the artist. Not the entrepreneur. Readiness is a myth. Action is the truth. Because the moment you take the first step, no matter how small, no matter how shaky, you are no longer the same person. You've broken the cycle. You've rejected passivity. You've said, I am not waiting anymore. And that, my friend, is power. That one tiny step is your declaration. I believe in what I'm becoming. And yes, it will be messy. Yes, you'll stumble. You'll make mistakes. You'll feel exposed. But remember this. The person who falls today is still miles ahead of the one who never moved. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to move your foot. Take the first step. Send the message. Make the call. Start the sketch. Say yes. Say no. Say what you've been holding in your heart for too long. Because once you move, the world starts to move with you. The first step is hard. But guess what's harder? The second one. Because now you know what's at stake. You've felt the fear. You've tasted the risk. And still you must keep moving. The first step is courage. But the second step? That's discipline. See, anyone can be motivated for a moment. Anyone can light a fire inside themselves once. But discipline is what keeps it burning. Motivation gets you going. Discipline keeps you growing. Because now you've started something. You've declared a change. But it's not real until you show up again tomorrow. And the day after that. And the day after that. Success is not intensity. Success is consistency. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It's waking up when the bed is warm. It's training when no one is watching. It's writing the next page even when the last one got no likes. It's saying no to distractions. And yes to your future. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not glamorous. It won't give you quick applause. But it will give you a life worth clapping for. You want a better body? Discipline. You want a powerful mind? Discipline. You want deep relationships, real wealth, true purpose? Discipline. And here's the truth. Discipline isn't punishment. It's self-respect. You're telling the world, I care about my goals enough to fight for them. And that's what separates the dreamers from the doers. The someday from the day one. The amateurs from the professionals. So if you've taken the first step, good. But now, keep walking. You're walking, step by step, discipline by discipline. But now there's another challenge waiting. The plateau. The boring middle. The place where results are invisible but your faith is tested. Nobody talks about this part. This is not the highlight reel. This is not the montage scene in a movie where progress is fast and exciting. This is the middle. The long, quiet, boring middle. The part where nothing seems to change. You're still working. You're still showing up. You're still giving it your all. But the results? They're not coming fast. Sometimes they're not coming at all. And that's when doubt creeps in. You start wondering, is it even working? Does this even matter? Am I wasting my time? Let me tell you something. This is where most people quit. Not at the beginning. Not at the end. But right here in the messy, uncertain middle. Because this part feels like you're running through fog. No finish line in sight. No cheers. No feedback. But guess what? This is the part that separates the talkers from the doers. The wishers from the warriors. Champions are not made when they win. They're made when no one's watching and they keep going anyway. Do you know why the middle matters? Because it proves something to yourself. It proves that you're not in it for the applause. You're not chasing a moment. You're building a legacy. Progress in the middle is invisible until one day it's not. One day something clicks. One day the dam breaks. And all the work, all the effort, all the boring days. They compound. They explode. And that's when everyone says, wow, you changed so fast. But you'll know it wasn't fast. It was just quiet. And you earned it. So now you're here, in the middle. No applause. No end in sight. Just the grind. But here's the good news, you're still standing. And the best is still ahead. Because the next phase is when everything starts to shift. After the long, grueling middle, after the silent grind, after the days when you felt invisible and stuck, something begins to change. It's subtle at first. Maybe a small win. Maybe a conversation that feels different. Maybe a door that opens, just a crack. This moment is what I call the shift. The shift is when your hard work starts to pay off. It's when the seeds you planted begin to sprout. It's the moment when your efforts stop feeling like busy work and start feeling like progress. Here's the truth. No one wakes up one day and is suddenly great. No overnight success stories here. Instead, you build day by day, step by step, and then one day it clicks. The momentum changes. The energy flows. You look back and the distance you've covered surprises you. You realize the struggle wasn't wasted. The setbacks were lessons. The lonely hours were investments. And now everything lines up: your skills, your mindset, your network, your opportunities. You're not just working hard anymore. You're working smart. You're in the zone. The shift feels like flying after running a marathon. Like turning the corner after a long uphill climb. It's the sweet reward for your relentless persistence. But here's the kicker. The shift doesn't mean the work is over. It means the real work begins. Because success isn't a destination. It's a journey. And if you want to keep that momentum, you have to keep giving it your all every day. You've made it through the hardest parts. You've earned your breakthrough. But now it's time to go deeper. Because the journey to greatness is never done. It's about mastery. It's about purpose. It's about giving it your all every single day. You've found your momentum. You're no longer just surviving, you're thriving. But what's next? It's time for mastery. Mastery isn't just about skill. It's about understanding yourself. About knowing what matters most. About living with intention. Mastery means waking up each day with a clear purpose. It means making choices that align with your values. It means saying no to distractions that don't serve your goals. It means focusing deeply, pushing through discomfort, and never settling for good enough. But here's the beautiful paradox. The more you master, the more you realize how much there is to learn. The more you grow, the more your purpose evolves. Purpose isn't static. It's a living, breathing force that guides you. It fuels your passion when things get tough. It reminds you why you started. When you live with intention, you don't just give it your all in bursts. You give it your all every single day. Not because you have to, but because you want to. Because you know that your time and energy are precious. Because you are the architect of your own life. So ask yourself, what does mastery mean to you? What is your purpose? Are you living intentionally or just drifting through the motions? The choice is yours, and the power to change your life is in your hands. It's time to master your craft, to live with purpose, and to give it your all always. Now that you understand mastery and purpose, it's time to harness the power of habits and mindset. Because giving it your all isn't just a feeling, it's a practice. And in the next part, we'll explore how daily rituals shape your path to success. Mastery and purpose set the destination, but habits and mindset pave the road. Every great achievement starts with small, consistent actions. It's the daily choices, the habits that either build or break your progress. And mindset? It's the lens through which you see challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. To give it your all, you need the right habits. Habits that reinforce your goals, your values, your purpose. Habits that keep you disciplined, focused, and resilient. Start by designing your morning routine. How you begin your day shapes your mindset for hours to come. Maybe it's journaling your goals. Maybe it's a quick workout. Maybe it's meditation or reading. Whatever it is, make it intentional. Next, develop habits that support persistence. When motivation fades, habits carry you forward. When distractions arise, habits pull you back on track. But here's the catch. Building new habits takes patience and kindness toward yourself. It's normal to slip up. What matters is getting back up and recommitting. Your mindset is the ultimate game changer. It's what turns failure into feedback. It's what transforms obstacles into stepping stones. It's what keeps your fire burning on the darkest days. So cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Believe in your capacity to improve every day. When habits and mindset align, you create unstoppable momentum. You move through life not just reacting, but choosing. You give it your all, not once, but every single day. With habits and mindset as your foundation, you're ready to build meaningful connections that uplift and empower you. Next, we'll explore the power of community and relationships in helping you truly give it your all. No one achieves greatness alone. Behind every success story, there's a network of people. Friends, family, mentors, and teammates who lift you up when you falter and cheer you on as you rise. Giving it your all isn't just about personal effort. It's about the connections you build, the support you give and receive, and the community you create around your purpose. Relationships are the soil where your passion grows. They provide encouragement when you're exhausted. They offer fresh perspectives when you're stuck. They hold you accountable when you want to quit. But building meaningful connections takes intention. It means showing up authentically. It means listening more than speaking. It means being vulnerable and trustworthy. Find your tribe, those who share your values and vision. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and celebrate your wins. Remember, giving it your all also means giving to others. Offer your time, energy, and encouragement freely. When you uplift others, you strengthen yourself. Community fuels resilience. It turns individual effort into collective power. And it reminds you that you're never alone on this journey. So invest in your relationships like you invest in your dreams. Because the bonds you build today become the foundation for tomorrow's success. With a strong community behind you, your journey to give it your all becomes a shared adventure. Next, let's explore how to maintain your passion and energy over the long haul. You've found your purpose. You've built a community. But how do you keep going when the initial excitement fades? Sustaining passion and energy is a skill, one that requires care, balance, and awareness. First, remember why you started. Your why is the anchor that keeps you steady through the storms of doubt and fatigue. Revisit it often. Write it down. Visualize it. Second, take care of your physical and mental health. You can't pour from an empty cup. Regular exercise, nutritious food, and enough sleep fuel your body and mind. Mindfulness practices like meditation or journaling help manage stress and recharge your focus. Third, set realistic goals. Break big dreams into manageable steps. Celebrate small wins along the way. This creates momentum and a positive feedback loop that keeps motivation alive. Fourth, embrace rest and recovery. Burnout is the enemy of passion. Know when to step back, recharge, and come back stronger. Finally, keep learning and evolving. Curiosity fuels excitement. Seek new challenges and fresh perspectives. Growth keeps your journey vibrant and meaningful. Remember, giving it your all isn't about burning out, it's about pacing yourself for the long run. Sustain your passion, protect your energy, and keep your fire alive day after day. With passion sustained and energy protected, you're ready to face any challenge head-on. Next, we'll dive into how to overcome obstacles and keep pushing forward no matter what. No journey worth taking is ever without obstacles. If you want to give it your all, you must learn to face challenges with courage and resilience. Obstacles test your commitment, your spirit, and your heart, but they also reveal your true strength. First, change your perspective on failure. Failure isn't the end, it's a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of growth. Every great success story has chapters of setbacks and mistakes. Embrace them as your teachers. Second, cultivate grit, that stubborn determination to keep going when things get tough. Grit is about passion and perseverance over the long haul. It's waking up every day and deciding that giving up is not an option. Third, build a support system. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who lift you up, and who hold you accountable. Lean on them when you feel weak and return the favor when they need strength. Fourth, focus on what you can control. You can't change everything, but you can always control your effort, your attitude, and your choices. Keep your eyes on the process, not just the outcome. Fifth, celebrate progress, no matter how small. Progress fuels motivation and keeps you connected to your purpose. Finally, remember, your story is unique. No one else can walk your path or fight your battles. Be proud of every scar, every lesson, every triumph. Giving it your all means showing up, again and again. Facing fears and doubts, pushing through pain and setbacks, and never losing sight of who you are and what you're fighting for. This is your journey. Own it. Live it. Give it your all.